I'm guessing that some of you, you're not happy. Maybe you don't fit in. People make fun of you. Well, I can't make you straight, but you give us this week and we might be able to help.
Kevin, I'm sure you've gotten this question a lot, but you have a history with horrific summer camps. How much did you want to lean into that for this part, drawing on your own iconography that way?
Well, I mean, I was not the head of the camp in the original Friday the 13th. I was a victim. I was a classic horror movie victim, which is that horror movies have a long tradition of punishing people who society has deemed immoral. And in Friday the 13th, I had premarital sex and smoked a joint. And once those two things happen, you're dead. You are out of there. So John, in the casting of me, it was a little bit of a nod to, if not to that movie specifically, but to that the structure of They/Them is very much like a 70s camp horror movie.
One of the things that They/Them tries to do is celebrate gay life in all of its exuberance, in its romanticism, in its eroticism, in its passion, as well. And, the 80s cycle of slasher movies, there's sex everywhere, and so to try to reclaim some of that for the queer experience, for the queer audience, was definitely one of the motives.
So Theo, tell me about how much it means to you to be representing this film as a non-binary lead in a horror movie, pioneering that way.
I can say that if I could go back in time and talk to smaller Theo and be like, hey, guess what? When you grow up, I would have just died right there. Like, that's how excited I am about all of this.
Boys' cabin over there, girls' cabin over there.
I use they, them pronouns, as in they can't believe they're at this camp. Personally, it feels like a huge victory because of some of the places that I came from and some of the prior experiences that I've had. But also, I really hope that my involvement in this film provides kind of a gateway for others. That's really, really important to me. And I hope that the stories that happen in this film, especially my character story and journey, inspire future writings, inspire people to write different, varied, better characters who fall under the trans umbrella.
Austin, did you have any trepidation about signing on for a project that deals with these themes in a horror context? Were you afraid it could be misinterpreted?
No, because I don't feel like I have authority in the horror space because I grew up so afraid of everything. If for anybody that grew up on Christian media, Salty the Psalm book, I don't know if y'all know about him. He's this blue book that goes around singing hymns with kids. And there was this villain called Risky Rat, and I was not doing it. I would run out. These little puppets that they be having for the kids, I was afraid of them. So when I just saw that there was LGBTQ representation in a film and it's in a genre that I've never seen a trailer for anything up till this point that was covering something as pointed and specific as this, and it's like completely centered around LGBTQ. It's completely, so yeah, I was here for the ride.
Saying that about the talking Bible made me think about VeggieTales.
VeggieTales?
Yeah.
Ooh, I was scared of that.
Yeah,
a little bit
VeggieTales
too.
was scary.
Yeah, the angry eyebrow. I don't know if y'all know about Larry Boy, but the angry eyebrows. There was an episode.
Yeah, or the giant fib that just kept
the
growing
giant
and growing and
the
growing
rumor
and
weed.
growing. Yes.
The rumor weed.
Oh my God. So
I'm
scary.
the rumor weed. I remember the song, everything.
Kevin, one of the things that's really interesting about the film, and certainly this is in real life too, the sort of divide between the parents who send their kids to this camp wanting them to be different. And it seems so counterintuitive that a parent wouldn't want their kid to embrace their own identity and be who they are. I know you're a parent yourself. Is that something that you don't understand when other parents don't want that or want to force their kids into a rigid box?
I mean, to say I don't understand it would be a little naive, I think. I think that there's a long history of forcing children into boxes, whether it's based on something cultural. A lot of times it's based on something religious, I think that what you just have to hope for is that as a society, we can grow and learn a little bit about the fact that we can't put people, especially young people, into rigid boxes. We have to let them be who they are, and that's a lot of what the movie is talking about. I think for Kira and I, with our kids, we did. I mean, we really tried our best to say, okay, you can do your own thing, figure it out, and that's worked for our kids. But it's tough.
we're at a difficult time right now where Roe v. Wade has just been overturned by the Supreme Court, and obviously that's making people concerned about what could be next. Will LGBTQ couples be targeted? Will trans kids be targeted? Is that are you glad this movie's coming out now to help sort of be part of that conversation?
I think this is the most important time to be visible and to be proud, and to show people that there is nothing to be afraid of about being queer.
I mean, complacency is death. So we have to recognize what's going on. People are saying, oh, it's never going to happen. But just what's happening right now with the ruling, it's a precedent that's been set for decades. If that can be turned around, what's next?
Yeah, and I think as actors, we really have to use our voice and you know, continue to tell queer stories and to be vocal about it and go protest when we can and do everything we can.
It is very easy to feel hopeless. I'm just being like totally frank. You know, there are a lot of baddies who like don't want us, you know, to have rights. But that is what makes me all the more excited and inspired to work on something like this, because it is a project that really takes the terror and the fear that, you know, queer people experience very seriously. You really get to see the humanity in all of these characters, and I hope that someone who doesn't support us will see this film and be like, you know what? I need to change my ways a little bit.